It is now time to leave Puerto Madryn and head to somewhere new, and I'm heading to a place called Trevelin. I'm now at the bus station, and after last night's escapades of missing the last bus, I've come 20 minutes early for this one. I am not missing it. So it's 20 to 8. I have got an 11-hour bus ride to a place called Esquel, and then from there I get another bus all the way through to Trevelin, which is a local bus. So 11 hours on a bus. So I've got my backpack on. I have got some snacks for the journey ahead in my other backpack. So I'm now going to go through the bus station because I think the bus could be there already. Hopefully. Now, because I missed the bus last night, I got another ticket for the bus tonight, but I got discount because I think the guy felt sorry for me. So this has cost me 56,000 Argentinian pesos. Right. Arrivals. Not really busy. Now the problem I've got is I booked a hostel for tonight, and I needed to change it to tonight. Oh, sorry, there's one of the guys from the hostel just waving at me. That's the bus. That's my home for the next 11 hours. So yeah, so there's been emails going to the hostel to say that I'll be there a day later, but unfortunately they've not replied yet. So I went to the shop. I need to get some snacks. That's me on the bus now. It doesn't look that busy, to be honest. And when I looked at the plan for the bus itself, the seating plan, there's only about 2 seats left, and this is one of them. So must have lots of stops on the way getting there. When I was putting the bags on, I was too busy talking to one of the girls that came in from the hostel. She's in the posh end downstairs from Russia, and she was too busy showing me her clips on Instagram. So I, oh, you're very good, but I need to film. Oh, let's have a look at another one. So yeah, 11 hours on this bus. The seat goes back, I think. I'll work it out. But hopefully I'll get at least 6 hours. And if the hostel hasn't got back in touch with me, that means I've still got the bed from tonight, which means I can just go straight to the hostel and say I've turned up and then pay for it tomorrow night. Oh, leaving 4 minutes early. So, in fact you can't see outside there. It's bye-bye Puerto Madryn. Where's the toilets? Oh, they're all the way down there. This is going to be fun. So I am downloading loads and loads of films on my phone. Get my headphones in. I'm happy. And that's me just arrived in Esquel. It is 6:30 in the morning. So it's half an hour early. I've got my bags, and there seems to be like a school kids sort of. I'm tired, but yeah, a bunch of English school kids all on a little tour, and I just need to work out where I'm going. And I think the first thing I need to do is get my hoodie from my bag because it's freezing cold. I've woken up a little bit, so I've managed to find a little cafe that's open inside the bus station. I've put myself a coffee and a scone. That's my breakfast. So the bus is out there. It's obviously arrived early, so it's staying around for a little bit longer. So 10.5 hours on the bus. I managed to get about 4 or 5 hours sleep. It wasn't the most comfortable. Semi-calmer means semi-reclined. Semi being a little bit. And there was hardly anybody on the bus apart from the school kids. And I'm thinking they're English because of the fact that as we got off, one of them just said to me, "Excuse me, mate, is this Esquel?" So yeah, they're English on a school holiday. So I asked the lady in the cafe about buses to Trevelin. She thinks the first one leaves at 7:30, which is in about 45 minutes time. But then again, I'm in a rush. I've got a coffee, I'm happy. I got an email from booking.com to say that me changing the date of the hostel hasn't worked. And because checkout officially is in about 4 hours time, I'm very much doubt they're going to change it now, which means I'm going to get charged for tonight or last night. So I am tempted to stay here for the night. Not the bus station, but in Esquel. There's loads of hostels around here. Or do I get the bus and then get the bus tomorrow? I'm still waking up. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Esquel. I've woken up a little bit. I've had the coffee and the scone. So I've got a map in front of me. There's Esquel. There's Trevelin. Esquel is a lot bigger. And having a look online, there's a hostel here that is cheaper than the one in Trevelin. And the one here does breakfast as well. It's a 30-minute bus ride to Trevelin, so I'm thinking to stay here in Esquel for 2 nights and then do 1 day trip on a bus going to Trevelin. The hostel that I've looked at, because it does breakfast, I know there'll be people up and about this time in the morning, and it's a 20-minute walk. So there's maps everywhere. So yeah, I might just stay here for 2 nights, come back here tomorrow, do a day trip, see Trevelin. At least I'll have a base for 2 nights here, which is cheaper. Right, I'm on the move, 20-minute walk. I've booked 2 nights. It's £12 a night, and one of the reviews for this hostel said, from a British guy, one of the best places he's ever stayed. Well, we're going to find out. And the only reason I'm going to here is the hostel in Trevelin. I sent them a message 2 days ago to say I want to change dates. They've not been in touch at all. And because checkout is in about 2.5 hours, I very much doubt they're going to change dates. So I'll put that down to experience, because I never usually book any hostels until I get actually on a bus. That's what you get for planning ahead. But you can see the sun starting to come up. I've got my hoodie on now. Still got my shorts on. And oh my god, oh, there's a hostel there. Too late. It's a hostel and a bar. No alcohol for me, I'm being a good boy. So in my half asleep head, this is making more sense. Oh, it is bitter cold. Can't wait to start moving up north again and get some heat. The sunrise and the colours are beautiful. Look at that. I think today's going to be a nice day of blue skies, sun. I am halfway there now. 2 more blocks and I'll be there. But all the way around you can see I'm surrounded by mountains. It looks to be quite cool around here. And I do find that when you have a town, a city that has overnight buses going to it, hostels are more accommodating. And even though they'll say check in 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they'll allow you to come in, dump your bags, and then relax. Well, I'm hoping so anyway. I only booked it 15 minutes ago. But I know the first thing that I'll do if I manage to get in is put my tracksuit bottoms on, because my little legs are a bit cold. They're not used to this very cold weather. So it's the next turn in, but this looks like the busier end of town, the centre. It does look an interesting place. It's got a very Swiss look about it, especially with all the buildings. But you can see on the mountain itself that they've sort of expanded the town going up. Very old cars. Right, down here. And this is it. My pod hostel. Right, wish me luck. Let's try and get in. So I'm in. I was quite lucky that when I was around the front, the lady that does the breakfast arrived at the same time, and she just went, come in. So this is the back of the hostel. I've been here for about half an hour. I was offered breakfast, but I went, I've had a scone, so I'm okay. The rooms are going to be available for about 1 o'clock, so I've got a few hours left. So I'm going to chill for about an hour, and then go out and explore this town. The hostel itself looks really nice, and I'll show you inside. But people are still eating their breakfast. But the views around here look absolutely amazing. I think they're private rooms in there. So yeah, and what to explore in a bit. But that was a travel day of going to Trevelin, but not actually making it. I'll be there tomorrow. So if you've enjoyed this little video, then press the like button. If you want to see what this area is like, then subscribe and watch the next video. But until the next time, I'm just gonna relax for now and get over the bus journey. Bye bye for now.